NHL Vice President of Player Safety Brendan Shanahan will come down with a ruling this week or early next week on John Scott and his hit to the head on Loui Eriksson. People are going to watch this announcement for a number of reasons. Number one, John Scott is a first-time offender. However, he has a reputation as being a one-dimensional player, namely a fighter or a goon. If Shanahan comes down on John Scott heavy, let's say more than 5 games for his hit on Eriksson, that will set a new precedent for hits to the head. Right now, a hit to the head comes in anywhere from 2 to 3 games suspension for a first-time offender. However, the temperature and the climate around the league right now is asking for perhaps more for Scott. But if Shanahan gives Scott 5, 6, 7, 8 games, the next time a first-time offender comes to the carpet for a hit to the head, Rule 48, that will then be the precedent set by Shanahan. Imagine Alex Ovechkin, a very physical player who sometimes plays on the very edge of illegal and legal hits. Imagine if he runs a guy and it's a hit, ruled as a hit to the head. Then Shanahan has to use the Scott template for his suspension. Can Alex Ovechkin get 5, 6, 7, 8 games for a check to the head the first time he's called to Brendan Shanahan's office? That will be a mitigating factor in how Shanahan determines what John Scott will get. Rule 48 is 3 years old now, and players are starting to get the message. Hits to the head are illegal. It used to be maybe a 1-game suspension. Now, almost always, it's 2 or 3. 2 actually is becoming very rare, and 3 is more the number that they're sliding to. Don't be surprised if that number starts to get higher. Look for 4 and 5 to become the new norm for hits to the head. For John Scott, however, I think it's a little too early for us to expect big-time justice in terms of a 5, 6, 7, or 8 game suspension. Look for Scott to get 3 or 4 games and for this rule to start to slide towards deeper and heavier suspensions in the NHL.